Hello, my name's Richard Murray, and this is the Zidim channel. And today we're going to take a look at the new slicer. It just came out. Prusa Research last week put out the beta copy of Prusa Control. So, brand new. It's a beta, but it looks like a fairly well put together package. So we're going to have a quick look at it. Here we are within the package. You get to see the Prusa print bed. Very basic, very easy controls. And before I get into any of this, I want to put out one serious point with this. And that is it has a very narrow targeted audience. This is meant for people who are brand new to 3D printing and they don't want to learn the ins and outs of slicers. They haven't had the chance yet. Joseph Prusa on his blog when he announced this package, but these are the people who just got your printer and I want to print something. So if they got the model off of Thingiverse or something they created, it is a chance for them to quickly print it and not have to go through all of the ins and outs of running a slicer. So some people are going, Prusa control, oh, you don't get any control. No, Prusa is control of everything in the back end, and use this slicer to put the model in and print something. As a side, if you just need to fire something out, it is a very fast slicer. You can just put something in there, and it has one very interesting tool, which I'll get it back into in a moment. So let's put a model in here and then walk through the screens. So over in the Files section, you can import G-code if you have a G-code that you want to look at. If you've saved something, you can save a project and then open up later. The one thing I get put off by is you don't close your project. You reset and you go back to square one. Now, in a way, it feels like that is a hard way of going about things, but it's a safe way, because I know from time to time I've opened up a slicer and forgot I changed a setting, and you get halfway through a print and something odd happens, and it was because you did something in the previous print. So it could be a good thing, especially for new users who don't need anything to go wrong like that. But it could be just called something other than reset. But let's import a model file. And what do I have here? I designed this a week ago. This is my camera mount for putting it on a light stand. So we have a model in here. Let's take a look at what we can do with it. Our tools, they start at the top with undo and redo. We can scale an object, and if I can get this right, I actually, there we go. Do your basic scaling with it. Don't want to deal that with scale. We can rotate the object as needed. Undo that. If we had multiple objects in here, I'll just add a couple of copies. There we go. We have our 3 copies in here. And so it does the arranging of it. Don't need 3 of them. I'll undo that. Make sure no, here, let's delete those 2. There we go. And make sure we're centered. We have an object there, but we have a problem with it. It's on its side. So what other tools do we have? Under the edit, it's the very standard undo, redo, copy, paste, delete. The settings are for the very basics here. What language he does put out there. They are looking for interpreters, because right now they only have it in Czech and English. So if you're good with your language skills, you might want to contact Prusa Research. Printer model, it's only set up for the MK2 at this time. You do get to choose which size of nozzle you're working with. I have the 0.4 in there right now, and the rest deal with the actual program and the debugging of it. So help is very basic, and they are looking for your feedback since this is a beta copy. So let's head over to the other side of the screen. We have our settings here. What sort of materials? You don't get to go change color temperatures and that. Once again, Prusa is in control of that. You just tell it what you're printing with. And hopefully the filament you have is either one of these or works under the specs for one of these. They do have a good list here. Right now, I'm quite happy with the Prusa PLA setting, so I'll leave it with that. What sort of quality are you going for? Not only do they have the sizes, they actually just put a name to it, because if you, I don't know if what, 0.1 is it good or is it bad? You just go, do you want it detailed? Yes, no. I can say normal. This is a very basic object. You put down your amount of fill on here. The fills anywhere from 0 to 70%, and you do not choose what the pattern is. It's just how much fill is needed. And do you want to generate supports? Do you want to generate supports just from the print bed going up, or if you need supports everywhere? So you do get those choices. And do you need a brim or not? So we also have object settings here, and we have our position, which is on the print bed itself. You can move it around on the X and Y. You can rotate it, and tipping it over here. And not only can you use your keys, you can do your keyboard input with the Y axis. I know I want to do this one 90 degrees, and you can see it's flat and straight down. The scale, we saw the tool over on the other side, same as rotation. With the scale, I'm leaving it at 100%. And this tool, which allowed it to land right on the bed when I rotated it, you turn it on. So we can generate our code right now. And here we are ready to have a look at it. We're seeing a preview as it's going through the layers, and you can see the little amount of fill I put in here. Now, this is the one neat feature that Prusa Research put in here. That is, they added a color change command in here. So if you want to change the color of the filament just for this part, we can choose the height, you hit add, and what will happen here when you're doing the print is when it gets to this point, the bed will travel to the back, and the filament will automatically unload. It waits while you load the new filament in. It waits for you to say, yes, it is now extruding a clear run of the filament that you've just added. Then you click on resume and the print resumes. It is so easy to do this. Now over in Simplify 3D, I needed to do a color change for Brenna a couple of weeks ago, and first time I've done it in there, had to take a look at the commands, and it took a little while to get it done. It did a very nice job when we're done, but it did take some research, and you're putting actually some scripting right in, as opposed to this where you go, I want to go here, start the change, and go from now. Now, I must explain that this is not the multi-material change that they are bringing out, that people are now receiving. This is for doing a filament change while you're doing the print. So you don't need that multi-filament add-on on there, and this does not control that multi-filament process. So we have that in there, and I'm actually going to take it off. I don't need it for the print, and then you can save it. Now, the other nice thing about this is it is a good practice, and this does it automatically to when you save your G code to put in some information on what it is. What sort of detail did you add, and what material have you sliced it for? This does it right here. It's a normal resolution PLA. So it's put that in automatically, and you can hit save, and you have your file. Now, I would show you a finished print, but actually it's holding up the camera right now. So all I can say is, yes, I use this, and it does a very nice job. So once again, that is Prusa Control. I'm just trying to find my mouse. There we go. Off from Prusa Research. It is a beta project. product. It is a beta product, so there could be changes before the final release, but it is out there. It's free to download, and it's a nice handy tool, very simple to use. And it does not replace Slicer, the one with the 3. It is a companion product to it. They're still working on developing the Slicer and adding new features to it. So once again, a companion product, very easy to use, perfect for new users. So if you haven't already done so, please subscribe. You can join me with my streams Wednesday mornings at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And I'm on Facebook, YouTube. Everything will be in the notes down below. Hit the bell so you can get notified when I'm putting up new content. And I do have a Patreon account, so if you're feeling generous, you can head over there. Once again, the information will be down below. So be safe out there.